Okay, so I cooked 3 steaks for myself and bought 1 liter beer bottle that has 6.5% on it, and I decided to trade for a little bit. I have noticed that my short-term trades are not making any significant profit or loss. For this reason, I decided on Coinbase to make a long-term trade decision in between trades. For this reason, right now, when looking at the chart, I would say that Bitcoin is consolidating. It's moving down slightly, but it certainly is keeping its price where it belongs. For this reason, I would assume that in the near future it's going to start going up. Now, looking at the daily charts, it looks like it's moving down. The weekly chart, obviously, down, and our monthly chart here is on a little downwards. As you can see, it went down from a massive high. Now, it's either going to be a small blip down as it used to be before it moves up, or it's going to go down a little bit, but I'm sure it's going to move up. I wouldn't be surprised if it's going to move up. But for now, I'll keep with the trend, and I'm going to short 2 bitcoins long-term sell. Now, where do I see a stop loss? Probably if it moves to 15,000, we could say it's a stop loss. 15,200, so that's a $2,000 loss. I think that stop losses should be always put in place, no doubts about it. And now it's time for me to trade the minutes. As you can see, the past few minutes have been extremely volatile here, and overall this has been a slaughter. As you can see, the market was moving quite volatile for some time here, but things are certainly looking a lot more better now. With the Bitcoin that's worth 13,000, transaction fees should be much more bearable now than they used to be. No doubts about that. My first trade, I would assume that it's going to go down now. It was rising for a bit, and it's time for it to correct itself. So I'm shorting it. and we'll see what happens here. Will my trade end up being correct? It looks like I've been hit pretty badly from the very beginning here, as you can see. It has suddenly moved against me. How surprising. It's happening all the time. It's very hard to stay positive. I am going to kill this trade and I'm going to buy it. I assume that it's kind of corrected itself already and it's going to move up once again. It could be that this is going to be a long trend on the way up. Right here. Now I would like to make a trade for a little longer trend for, let's say, half an hour or 30 minutes in here. In here it says is that the market is going up, which is fine. From this perspective it's fine that it's going up because it was going down already for 1.5 hours. So it's fine for it to move up. On 1 hour it's moving up, no doubts about that. That's 4-hour chart right here. On 4-hour chart we can see everything extremely clearly. Let's move back up to 1 minute and see how it's working out. And for now it seems that it's moving where we want it to move. Let's hope that it stays there. That's Coinbase, not Bitstamp. As you can see, Coinbase is less volatile. It moves very differently. Many of these minutes didn't move even by a little bit, so I assume that means that nobody was trading on them. It looks like the market is consolidating here, correcting itself or moving down. As you can see just from looking at it, it's hard to tell, but you can turn this back later on and you can look at it and may think that, oh, it was so obvious. However, right now it's not obvious even by a little bit. "4 minutes, it should be going down, but as you can see, the support is keeping everybody together. Alright, let's time to cut another piece of the steak. Then it looks like it's going down on selling and shorting. The market has been accepting my order now. It's time to sell. Just when I sold it, I've been hit with a serious move up that has effectively killed all the profits. It looks like so far, most of the time I'm completely wrong, unfortunately. What a surprise. As you can see, it's not moving anywhere. Let's see what else is happening. From the last time we looked at Ethereum, we saw Ethereum going over $1, approximately $1.60 if I remember correctly. Now it's $1.89 on Bitstamp, which is a lot. For something that was worth less than 1 cent in the beginning of last year. Currently, it's the 1st of January 2018. Where will Ripple go? I don't know. But I bet that it's going to be very valuable indeed. Look at that. It reached $2.47 recently. That's just amazing. Absolutely incredible. And then it dropped down. Let's see for how long it was up. It was up for quite some time. It's clear that it wasn't a mistake. It went up and it went down. It's an indication that that's the rejection. That's the resistance level right here. And that's the support level. And now you can see a flag right here. A flag more normally indicates that there's going to be a sharp move up or down. However, there are no rules in trading really. Everything is subject to a mistake if you think that there are rules. So that's the thing. However, if it flags up, which means if it went from more volatility to less, it's probably going to just shoot up or down, and you kind of have to suspect that it's going to be one way down or one way up, and it's a sort of a money maker. Ethereum. Ethereum is following Bitcoin's path, just like many other stocks out there. Ethereum is a sort of a follow-up, like for example 2009, 2018 Nasdaq composite is as similar as 2009, 2018 S&P 500 stock index. And this is a similar example, Ethereum with Bitcoin. They are very much the same to each other. You can see we can look at Nasdaq composite traded on TBC exchange. That's how it looks right now. It moved up beautifully upwards for a long time now. For nearly a decade. Somebody who invested a lot of money in 2009, and I'm talking $1 million, can grab himself few big houses, and still have $1 million. And besides, dollar is nearly as valuable as it used to be in 2009. When you look at the prices, still many things out there are under dollar or under euro, so that's good, very good. Obviously the less will have to work for less, better for us. Euro USD. Euro is gaining strength against the dollar, but as we already know, it doesn't last for long. But it can rise quite a bit when we look at the past. As you can see, it was rising from 2002 to 2004, from 2005 to 2008. Then it was just moving up and down, up and down. That's it. Apple is still looking on the high. It's losing its all-time high just now. It wasn't losing it last week. That's a weekly chart right there. US oil, so that's the WTI blend, and it looks like it's slowly but surely going up. Not a surprise after all. Let's go back to Ethereum for a bit. I wanted to show you something. As you can see here, Ethereum was being traded on Bitstamp exchange not so long ago. And everything kind of went fine, right? More or less, Ethereum never crashed. But that's not the case for all the exchanges out there. Look at this article right here. Ethereum briefly crashes from 319